What's going on, guys? It's Clutch Plays here, and today we're going to be grading every move the Lakers made this offseason, starting from the end of the season up to current day. The Lakers have made a whole lot of front office moves, but some that I can't really put a grade on is the hiring of Frank Vogel, the firing of Luke Walton, and the failed calculations in the Anthony Davis trade, leading to the Lakers being short of a max contract slot. The Frank Vogel hiring is up in the air because the signing could go either way, because we really haven't seen him coach a contender in a long time, since all the way back to the Pacers. Next, I do think the Luke Walton firing was a good move, but it's hard to put a grade on it because we don't know how Frank Vogel will do in this position, and being the coach of the Lakers with LeBron is not an easy job. Finally, the Anthony Davis trade calculation mistake was one that resulted in a second-year player who the Lakers drafted in the first round being sent away for nothing in return. Yeah, this was a pretty idiotic move, but the Lakers responded pretty well and got the max slot that they wanted. I know they didn't sign anyone, and in hindsight, it looks pretty bad, but the risk was definitely worth the chance of getting Kawhi, Kemba, or D'Angelo Russell, and it freed up an extra $4 million in cap space since Anthony Davis decided he would waive his trade bonus to get the Lakers a max contract slot. This brings us into the first grade given to the Lakers, actually, which was the trade with the Wizards, where the Lakers sent Moritz Wagner, Isaac Bonga, Jericho Jones to the Wizards for cap space. I would give this move an A- for the reason the Lakers cleared enough cap space to the point where AD would waive his trade bonus, but the reason it is not an A+ is because the Lakers created this issue themselves with miscalculations in the Anthony Davis trade. They did an incredible job of solving a huge issue that was made during the Anthony Davis trade, so you do have to give them props for that. These three players did not have a huge role on this team who was in a championship contention mode, so it is understandable why the Lakers would be okay with shipping them away. The next move we are going to be grading is the Anthony Davis trade. The trade here is on the screen. It's so long and complicated, so I don't want to waste my time saying every single piece. However, the Lakers team last year could not stay healthy, and when they were healthy, they were only a top 5 team in the West. LeBron James is aging by the second, and the Lakers need to do everything they can to put pieces around LeBron that complement his game and make the Lakers championship contenders. They did just that, and even though they had to give up a king's ransom, to get a player like Anthony Davis who's averaging 28.1 points, 13 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks per game before he got a 20 minutes per game minutes restriction by the Pelicans, people honestly forget how good he was and some of the crazy stat lines he was putting up, like for example 46 points, 60 rebounds, and 3 blocks, and 48 points, 17 rebounds, and 2 blocks. I love the trade on both sides from the Lakers and the Pelicans, and give the Lakers an A+ for this move that they made. The third move we are going to be grading is Danny Green signing a 2-year, $30 million deal with the Lakers. The fit is absolutely perfect next to LeBron, who needs all the shooters he can to surround him. Green shot 46% from 3-point range, and will get wide open shots next to LeBron next season. He also brings the floor spacing for LeBron, which as we all know is mandatory for any team with LeBron. The only downside with the signing is the amount of money the Lakers gave Danny Green, because the $15 million a year is a lot of money. In the Lakers' defense though, they had so much money to spare after Kawhi signed with the Clippers, so there was absolutely no leverage on the Lakers side, and they needed to get Danny Green. Overall, the grade I would give the signing is a B+. This may be the first move I genuinely don't agree upon, which is the Avery Bradley signing, where he was signed for 2 years on a $9.7 million deal. I don't like the signing only because it's a 2-year deal. Avery Bradley is a very bad offensive player, but he can shoot. He isn't an amazing shooter, but he shoots 35% from 3 and 50% from the field. His defense is incredible, as we all know, and is still one of the league's best defenders at the guard position. However, he has been on the decline every season since his underdog run with Isaiah Thomas, as seen by his stats and plus minus, and having him on the books for 2 more years at this price could be a huge mistake. I have my doubts, but the Lakers did have the money to spend, and since they wanted him, they paid up and got him. The overall grade I would give the signing is a B- because the fit kind of makes sense, but there are still some significant doubts in my mind. One of my favorite moves of the offseason, by far, maybe even my favorite move, the DeMarcus Cousins signing. This deal for 1 year, $3.5 million is by far the biggest deal of NBA free agency. Boogie averaged 16 points and 8 rebounds last season and was a huge difference maker for the Warriors when he was healthy. There are some concerns about his injuries and if they're going to continue and so on, but there are also a few concerns about his character, but these are absolute BS because he's shown he's been a good teammate ever since leaving Sacramento. You can ask any one of his teammates that he played with in the past 2 seasons if he was a good teammate, and they will all say yes. The signing by the Lakers deserves an A++ and is by far the best value deal in the entire free agent class of 2019. Next, I'm going to go pretty rapid fire between the rest of the signings that are not as significant. So to start, I would give the Rajon Rondo signing an A-. Rondo was putting up great numbers last year on the Lakers, and it's surprising that the Lakers were able to keep him, let alone on a deal for only about $2.5 million per year over 2 years. To continue, Quinn Cook is an A as well, and the even better part about the signing is the story behind it with his dad. Cook has championship experience with the Warriors and has shown he can give a spark to his team coming off the bench. Now, finally, the second round pick Talen Horton-Tucker. That's a pretty great value pick, and honestly, we haven't seen much of him. I'm not really going to put a grade on him yet, but for the value, I would say it's amazing. That is going to do it for the individual grades, and the overall grade I would give the Lakers on their offseason is an A-. The front office looked pretty disastrous once the season ended, but they were able to bounce back from it and make some pretty incredible moves to create a championship contender, maybe even championship favorite roster. With that said, if you've made it this far into the video, you are amazing, and I appreciate you for taking your time out of your day to watch this. Also, if you're not already subscribed, please do so, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Now I'm out, and peace!